Hello guys. Um, so just gonna do a few minutes, and I thought I work on this flower, even although it's moved significantly up. I'm gonna keep it down where it was because I preferred for the painting for it to be closer to the leaves than it is in reality now. But there's lovely light falling on it, so I'm happy to go with that flower today. And I think I can keep this as, yeah, I can keep that as a starting point for that petal. And I'll just carry on from there, so that'll give me a guide as to where that petal will be located. And now I'm just putting some white, some Van Dyke brown and some Hooker's green together to make the colour for the rest of that petal as a starting point for me, just to have clarity around where I'm going with this flower and the position of it. Yeah. I know it's a very grey colour, but I wanted something muted just to begin to get the position of things. It doesn't feel too critical if it's not too bright. And I also reckon that it is quite dark. There's a bit more lemon yellow in this next petal now, so I put some lemon yellow into this one. And I imagine that as I paint, the light will change. So I'm kind of wanting it to go swiftly for that reason, but also because it's a beautiful day and I want to get out with the dog. But I like having this ritual of doing some painting in the morning. So that's also what I'm up to here. Now there's a petal that's facing me, so it's completely foreshortened into what looks like a square almost on its side a little bit. And it's not as yellow as the previous one was. So maybe just at the curved bottom edge of it. But I think again it's okay. I'm not too, I don't want it to be, I'm not too concerned about the precise colours. I want to get them close enough, but more important for me at this stage is placing their position. I mean, I am trying to get the colour best I can, but once I start to put in the light, I think it'll be easier for me then to judge the colour of the dark. So I'll just put in the position of the darks and then I can alter their colour later. I'm saying that, and all the time I'm trying to mix a colour that's more true to this part. So I do care a bit, like. A bit of blue into it actually. So that's the one that's facing me here. And then there's a thin sliver of one that relates to that one there that's coming across. And it's a lovely curl up the way. And there's a few angles to that curl. And it's taller than this side. So it's quite a big petal. This flower has grown since I bought it. The flower heads themselves have got bigger. And I told myself it was a good purchase because even although I'd say it's at the end of its season, it's perennial, but also I wanted to paint it, and that's what I've been doing, so it feels like it doesn't matter so much if it's going to be withered shortly or past its flowering. I don't know, maybe it isn't, maybe there'll be loads more flowers, I just don't know. The light on the page is kind of distracting me a little bit as well because it's causing the colours to shift. But I want to do this another kind of mid-tone petal, I suppose. It's extending down from the square, from the jaunty angled square. Yeah, and actually this one comes in a bit lower. So there's a petal that sticks down from there. And I'm not thinking about the flower, I'm placing the shapes of the darks and lights. I'm not thinking about how I want the flower to be represented. There's no thinking. It's about, at this stage, I'm really trying to believe my eyes best I can. And that means that I want to bring that petal down a little bit further too. And this one will probably occupy more space down the way as well, because that needs to be lower than the square. Okay. And rather than get too caught up in where the darks are, now that I've decided they need to be moved a bit, I might just quickly do that move and then go to the lighter ones, so that I'm not becoming really lost in detail. But before going to the light ones, I think I'll do the stamen extending down the way. I think that'll help me to have the clarity of them. I really do want to keep this beautiful light that's on the flowers though, and I think the sun is shifting around, so maybe I should do the light. Well, no, let me just do something to describe the extensions of these stamen coming down the way. I'm just doing a video here.
She's amazing.
Okay, I'm trying to catch it before the light goes. She needs to go out as well.
I'm just exhausted.
They did yoga. Amazing.
So there's some light coming in. And then at the top of it as well.
Yogurt.
Have you got the yogurt? And then this one has some light in it too. I feel like I need to do the start to finish of this because it's going to change tomorrow. So I'm just going to do it fairly swiftly, best I can, with the light that's on it now. And it might not be exactly accurate, but I'm just aiming for accuracy best I can, because I do think it is important to try and capture the character of the flower, to get where the stamen are, to get where the tone of the petals. And I'm going to bring a little bit more light into some of these darker ones now. So the paint has thinned out a little bit on the brush, maybe not enough actually. I'm just going to spread out that like I made it lighter, as light as the brightest parts really, didn't I there? I think maybe part of this flower could be doing what I did there, was to darken in between them as well. And I think maybe just using the blue and brown now would be a good idea. In order to make a colour for the curtain that sits in between some of the petals there. I don't mind if you make a bit of noise, guys. It's just I'm trying to do the painting so that the sun doesn't go off the flower. So I think it helps to put some of the darks in between, and then it explains where the stem is as well. So the last thing you want to be doing with an ear infection. So sort of chiseling out the shape of the flower with the background colour, I think, is a helpful thing. Don't know if you're able to see what I'm doing at all. I'll bring you closer for the next couple of minutes. So I'm putting those little touches into, I'm mixing some blue and brown, really clean dry brush. It's quite small because the places that I'm painting in between the petals are small. And I'm wanting it to have an impact, so I'm using the brush with, the paint is fairly thickly slathered onto the brush there. And I'm trying to describe the other side of the petal. And where the stem extends from with this shape, and then also here, the other side of the stem. There's two stems, so there's one going that way, and and there's a stem coming down here that's extending above the petal there. I could just delineate the edge of the petal by printing. And some kind of a channel there. Gosh, it's not wanting to come off the brush. Even just for myself, you know. I'm just going to clean the brush and make that clean there. Okay, and now I'm going to use the same blue and brown mix. Lily's off work today. She had a really sore ear yesterday in her work. She has to wear headphones, so she's off today. And Erin's timetable was wrong at work, so she's off today. So the two of them have a free day. I'm putting something here to describe the other side of the main stem as well, and also where the petal curls up and meets the background there. And I'm ignoring that line that was there before. I think I had thought that that might work for the stem, but actually it's more here now. And I don't feel like I have to connect all the dots. I think it's okay for the stem to just be there for the moment anyway. I can make a decision on that later. But I want to continue using some of this dark colour because I think it's effective to describe the brightness of the lights. There's Midnight's shadow crossing the window there. I think it's helpful to accentuate the brightness by painting in the dark. So I'm just making up some more of that colour there now. And I think Maisie's jealous that Midnight's able to get out and she's not. Is that right, Maisie? Now the stem extends up here as well, but it's not going to connect with where the stem is on that other flower, so I'm not sure what I want to do there. I might just adjust the position of the stem coming down. Yeah, I think I can do that. Yeah, I can extend. I can change the direction of that of the petal of the stem so that it meets the other going in there. Stop it, Maisie. And I think I'll alter the edge of that too. That was really quite a thick bit of light.
Stop being annoying. Come on. Go outside. Come on. Let's go outside. Come on.
I'm going to take her for a walk shortly.
Go outside.
She's wanting to play, isn't she?
Go. Go, Maisie, go. Go, Maisie. Go. Go. Here. Maisie, come here.
She's just going to do a circuit of the house. She doesn't want to go in the garden. So I'm trying to connect these two stems. So I think it means really that what I first need to do is to diminish this one. And one of the things to do is to paint over it. It's not going to completely, you know, I'll do it best I can, but it's not going to completely obliterate it just now. But I think another thing that will really help there is to make the colour of the petal here, and bridge the gap where the stem is overlapping that petal so that it no longer reads as a stem there.
Good girl.
Okay, so lemon yellow and white I think is the quickest way of making that colour, and it's completely changed this flower, so I'm just making it up now, the curve of it, and I'll use the same colour here. I think it's good to try and keep them moving in relation to each other. And then the stem, and I'm going to paint the stem as I see it now here. It's a different colour really. I need to make it more of a greenish, but just to see if it'll work. Yeah, I think it will. I'm going to use some green and brown to make, and some yellow to make a kind of greenish. I mean, it's probably more cadmium yellow. So it really is quite bright where the sun is falling. And then it's darker where there's shadows cast on it. I think I'll just leave some parts without painting it all in. It's a bit thick. Okay, I can put some of that green here too. I'm not a great fan of this green actually. I don't know if it needs to be that dominant a thing. I'm just gonna make it smaller and maybe make it thinner up here. What? Is it not on the stand there? Actually, Erin, I think it might be still open. Oh, there's one on my, yeah, it's on my bedroom stand. Maybe just a few more touches of dark on that. I mean, I'm kind of looking at what I'm looking at it like a botanical illustration or something. I'm trying to get it exactly. And actually, sometimes I think the very first stage of this, I probably preferred it when it was just some parts of it vaguely explained and the rest fairly loose. So it's a good thing to notice that, so that even for the next time I might change my plans. Just looking to see where on earth is this petal now in relation to this square one. Just find the center here. Is the car open, Erin? Yeah. I do like brightness of things in the light though, and I suppose I do like to emphasize that maybe with more strength than others would choose to, but I'm okay with that. I want to just respond in a way that inspires me, you know. I think that's all we can all do really, is just to see what it is that we enjoy ourselves and try and emphasize that in our paintings, rather than consider what others might want. It's been a bit of a journey, that one. Although actually fairly early on I did decide to myself, I might as well, if I'm doing this, I might as well enjoy it and do the things that I want to be doing. I'll be in the Schoolhouse for Art doing flowers this year as well. Normally I just do portraiture there, but this year I'm doing flowers as well. Mixed media flower painting, and it's in Enniskerry, which is gorgeous, in Wicklow, beautiful part of Ireland. And this is really quite dark here. a few things going on in there, but you know, I think I get away without it, and I think it's definitely I need to take her out now.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong?
She's probably looking at the sunshine and saying, "Why the hell am I not out there?"
Go outside. Come on.
See what I'm doing there now is like the stem actually goes through this leaf,
Go.
but I'm not wanting to change everything to this leaf.
Go.
So I think it'll be okay just to leave the leaf where it is. I'll just leave it there. Yeah, it's okay. Right, that's me done. I don't know how much you could see there now, but thanks for joining me. And there's the lovely, lovely flowers, if you can see them. Okay, all the very best, everyone. Bye.